Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to
Starting promotion right now,
the station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full endorsement.
Starting promotion right now, radio.
We not stop till we drop. Zane, bless.
Why not tune in to the SPRB Radio Podcast Zoom Experience with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come, my heart burdens be, then I am still waiting here in silence till you come and stay a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Never soul from a tribe of a Shaka Soul, Ethiopia, Africa. When I laugh, when I linger, when I play, no time you say it. Original Rising Awareness show. We are talking about 10-Star General, Yaman, Sharon, Mango. Bang, bang, turbulence to the future. Only man like Kingston, Joe. Rastafari, keep accurate and rolling.
I love that one.
I know that one will shock you, Sharon.
Oh my God, I love it.
But it's not Raising the Awareness show. This is the live conversation show. And our guest today is the legendary Leroy Brown. Before we talk to the legend himself, Righteous, we are going to play this track, You'll Never Find. Yeah, man. Big tune. You'll never find, as long as you live, someone who loves you tender like I do. You'll never find, no matter where you search, someone who cares about you the way I do. Oh, I'm not bragging on myself, baby. I'm the one who loves you, and there's no one else. No one else. You'll never find, it'll take the end of all time, someone to understand you like I do. You'll never find,
the rhythm's right. All the magic we share, just us two. Oh, I'm not trying to make you stay, baby. I know somehow, someday, somewhere, you are gonna miss my loving. Late in the midnight hour, you're gonna miss my love.
Ooh, can this man sing cheese and bread? This man can make all the most notorious baby sing.
See there?
Any
Love
pick
that song. That's a
can make that pick
classic.
to sing. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Sharon, introduce yourself if you would for me, please.
Again, my name is Sharon Mango. Welcome to all. The original Sharon Mango. I have to start say that all the time, because people not believe so. Mango is my name. Mango is the name for real. You can
Original.
associate me with any mango you want, but I am Sharon Mango, representing SPRB Radio and World Blend Productions. Greetings to each and everybody in the room this morning. Greetings and blessings to all.
I'm going to do something different today. I want to add Sharon Bentley. Sharon Bentley, if you can hear me, I'm going to add you onto the live today because this show is being supported by Sharon's promotion company. And I'm going to add her onto the live. Sharon, unmute please, if you would.
Hello, 10 Star. Bless up everybody.
Sharon Bentley from Sharon Bentley Pike from Germany has been supporting us over the number of years. I think it's over 15 odd years of doing these shows. And Sharon is going to introduce some of the people who are in the building at the moment. So who do we have, Sharon?
So far, we have quite a few here. We have Lana. We have Nika, DL3L. I don't know what that stands for, but welcome each and everyone.
Okay. Well, thank you to everyone who is here. Thank you, Sharon, and thank you for being one of our valued partners, friends, sisterings, everything from Germany. Bless up the German massive. All right. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to start with the show. Today we have a legend in the industry. It dawned on me over the last couple of days, because, sometimes, Sharon, you get a brain block, right?
Yes, yes.
And I said, where did I know this name Leroy Brown from? Then all of a sudden, because I called him the other day, I said, I remember, because not only did Junior Tamlins tell me about Leroy Brown, but Mark Ishmael from Soul of Ambessa told me about Leroy Brown. And he sent me some songs by yourself, at the time. You've been in the industry for a very long time, and it's an absolute pleasure for you to be on our show. And we have Jabba, the man called Clement Gordon, for introducing us to you and making this conversation happen. He's a brother from another mother, so we want to bless him up for making this happen. Leroy Brown, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Great, I'm feeling good.
And you're talking to us all the way from... Can you hear me? Okay, let's see what's going on here. Can you hear me, Leroy?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back now. I lost you for a second.
Okay, and you're talking to us from where?
Kingston, Jamaica.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, I'm in the studio, Studio 21.
Studio 21.
Yeah.
Right.
I hear all the good songs we've been hearing. That's where they're coming.
Wow. And we have one of the whalers there, right?
You know?
We have one of the whalers with you.
What it is, or who he is really, is Carlton Barrett, Bob Marley's drummer, his son.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's here with me. He's like my own son. He lost his dad, so I am his dad now.
Right. Let us say a big hello to the son of the legend. Let's just see him fierce. Quick.
Yes, greetings.
Son of the legend. Yes, sir. Good to see you. And we thank him for making it happen.
Yes.
Right. So we're going to start with the show. Sharon, once again, introduce yourself so the people then can know who you are, please.
Again, Sharon Mango, representing SBRB Radio and Royal Blend Productions. Greetings again, one and all. Thank you so much for being here today. We are talking to one of the legends, Mr. Leroy Brown, in that Studio 21, Kingston, Jamaica. Right, sir?
Studio 21.
He said that with passion.
Of course, we have to. Let me just ask this real quick question. Who's the gentleman in the back there with you? There's a gentleman. Or is he hiding his face now?
We have Clement Jabba Gordon in the background with me also.
Oh,
Jabba.
yes, that was him. I was like, I know that face in a...
Jabba can't hide, man.
You can't hide. Yeah.
The man who set it up, man.
Yes.
Big up yourself.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you.
So we done
much
all our bigging ups and respects and all that. We want to take you down memory lane, Leroy, to your earliest memory. I've been reading a bit about you and your involvement with reggae music, which needs to be applauded. I don't too much hear your name in the circuit, but you've done a lot for the industry, which is clear to see. And we want to honor you on the show today. That's what our show is all about. I've always said that when I came back into the industry after taking a 3-year break, why did I want to do this? And you are one of those people why I wanted to do that, is to give honor to you while you're still alive and not when you're dead. Because for too long, we're giving people their flowers when they pass away. And it's like, what is the difference between when they pass away and when they were here on earth doing the thing from way back when? Why didn't we honor them? Why didn't we give them their roses? I still don't think you're being honored in the right and respectful way, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to go take you way back. So I want to take you back to your family household. Take me back to a time when you were at home. I know your mom was involved in music in the church somewhat.
Yeah.
But take me back to where you grew up, what life was like growing up where you were, what life was like growing up in a family household. Take us back, share some memories.
Okay. The memories, Churnstown, Denham Town School. I grew up just like any other regular child in Trenchtown in the street, but inside my house was a Christian home with lots of music. My mom is a singer and we all sing and play inside the house. Outside the house, that's where we meet people like me and Delroy Wilson, still where we grew up on the same 1st Street, 2nd Street in Trenchtown. And that's where I met the great Alton Ellis, he was the one who discovered me, really. Okay. Alton was in love with my singing as a little boy. And
what year was this now? What year was it? Because we need some years.
That was in the 60s.
Okay.
That was in the early 60s. 60s also. Yeah, early 60s. And then now I used to win all the little competitions around the area. I was one who entered the competition at RGR radio station, Lannaman's Children's Hour, and I was the winner. And it keep going on and on till I've been meeting all the greats, I mean all of them. We all met in Trenchtown. And the career began there. My house, Lady Chalmers' house, and Lord Tanimo house form a triangle in Trenchtown. When I look through my back door, I see Lady Chalmers singing with the Chalmers. When I look through the other window, that was Lord Tanimo with the scatter lights. So music was always around in the area and in the house. So I managed to meet all of the greats, I must say that, or a great percentage of the name brand artists in Jamaica at the time. You could call any name and I would tell you, yes, I know them, and we all know each other. Even long before Bob, Bob and I, the girl from the group, the Beverly Kelso, we all
yes.
went to school together, then I'm down school. She live at 5th Street, I live at 1st Street. And same thing, Delroy, 2nd Street. So we all used to gather and sing all the time, not knowing who would be no great singer, who the world would really embrace more than the other. So we were all on the same page. So my music move on from Trenchtown to Rollington Town. That's where I met Family Man and Aston Barrett when we put a group together named the Soulmates. And I cannot forget the great Maxi Romeo, because Max Romeo played a very active role in that part of my career when we moved to the east side.
I even heard Delano Stewart played an active part in that. Delano Stewart from the Gaylads.
Okay, Delano Stewart and I went to Denham Town School together. He's an older guy from me. He was in the Gaylads. Right?
Yeah.
Of the group, the Gaylads. And the person who formed that group, you could call him, he is responsible for the Hippy Boys. His name is Webb Stewart. He was a cabinet maker, and he made his own guitar, and he taught a lot of us what we need to know about music. He taught Delano and BBC and all of them. They learned from Webb Stewart. So leaving from Trenchtown and going into that little circle there, it was a great circle with great artists. As you know, Gaylads was really one of the better groups in Jamaica, with BBC and Morris and Delano Stewart, right? So from there, then Max Romeo invite me to his group, the Emotions.
But before we get to the Emotions, let me just go back to the Hippy Boys. I'm trying to understand who were the original founding members of the Hippy Boys, who were originally known as the Soulmates.
All right, because that was the Soulmates that turned into the Hippy Boys.
That's right.
Soulmates, and I can remember rehearsing one night on Mount Viavel, the whole band, and some people were looking for a band to be at the Flamingo Hotel to play there.
Right.
And they came and they're interested in the band. But I guess we did look a lot more like Hippy Boys. So the guys said to us that, oh, we love you guys. You sound very good, but we don't like your name. We want to change your name. And that was your name. From Soulmates to Hippy Boys, that group consists of Family Man Barrett, Aston Barrett, Reggie, Glenn Adams, of course. Then we have Oscar on trumpet. Webb Stewart, the leader, the guitarist. For sure. Max Romeo and I used to be the two singers in the band at that time.
Wow.
And,
wow.
Yeah. So by now, I don't think I leave anybody out because we keep having members of the Hippy Boys coming in and out. But Carlton Barrett, and Aston Barrett. They were prominent members of that group.
Now, I had to look in my catalog before you go any further. And I said, I know I have some music by the Hippy Boys. And I found this one, which I do believe was produced by Lee Scratch Perry. Take a listen.
Don't know if it's a gift I got or it's in my family, but I'm like a messenger sent to you to give out my warning.
You remember that one there?
Okay, that's a story now. That's another person's story now.
Right.
Lee Perry and Bunny Lee came to our rehearsal and borrowed some of our musicians to do a session.
Right.
And when they borrow our musicians, they turn them into upsetters.
Right.
Wow.
So that's where the closeness came from, with the upsetters and the Hippy Boys.
So did that spell the end of the Hippy Boys then?
Huh?
Did that spell the end of the Hippy Boys?
No.
So they were going back and forth.
We move on to another level, because that's what Robbie Shakespeare came in. Without them doing that, there would be no great Robbie Shakespeare.
Right.
Okay.
So with them taking Family Man, our bass player, and our drummer, and I'm borrowing Reggie, the guitarist, and Glenn Adams, the keyboard player. We end up reform because we did our show to do when they borrow our musicians. So we had to go and get some musician quick. Robbie was right there, because Robbie Shakespeare and his elder brother, which is Lloyd Shakespeare, and me and Max Romeo were the Emotions at that stage.
Okay.
So we actually trained Robbie from that point to go and play a few songs that night at the show, and he did well. And from that, the rest of it with Robbie Shakespeare become history.
Right. So now you become the Emotions. Tell me about the Emotions.
Well, the Emotions were there even before, because when I met Max Romeo, he had his group named the Emotions before. But when I met him, we started with the band Soulmates. One of the guys migrated, and he asked me to become a member of the group.
Right.
So by me becoming a member of that group now, so I was in two groups at the same time. One is a band, one is a singing group.
Okay.
So the Hippy Boys was really a show band when we started. So as I said, I was in both groups at the same time. Then Maxie went solo. When Maxie Romeo went solo, that was the time I took over the group, the leadership of the group, and I brought in Milton Henry, which is another great singer. And we were recording for Sonia Pottinger. Then we recorded the song You Can't Stop Me. Dr. No-Go was the version, which became a giant hit.
Yeah.
So, and from there now, Lloyd Shakespeare went and did a little time for a little ganja split. So I featured Audley Rollins. Audley Rollins came in the group now. So it was me, Audley Rollins, and Milton Henry until Lloyd came back from his little journey, right? So we continue singing for the Matador, the Pottinger, which is a high note label, and so on and so on. We record a few songs all over the place. So then I wrote the song, Repatriation is a Must. I wrote the song also, All That Glitter Not Gold. Right. Those two songs were recorded by Audley Rollins, because by then I was getting ready to go to Canada. So as soon as I leave for Canada, he recorded those songs and they become fairly big songs.
Yeah.
Right. I remember some, you know, because you made me dig deep in my catalog, man. And I started looking. I said, I know the emotions. I know the emotions. This is one of them that I found. Take a listen to this one.
Yesterday I told you I was leaving, baby you cried. Today I pack my things and I'm going, it's no use to cry.
Yeah, so that was one of the songs I remember that I had in my catalog.
Right, that's early emotions. So we built on that till we became who we are today. Those songs still right. So we did a whole lot of songs. But the thing is, me being who I am, everybody call me artist because I'm a double artist. I paint pictures, I do graphics, and I sing, right? So because of that, I did not get the chance to, I didn't follow up like some artists that didn't have anything else to do. I didn't suffer in the game because I'm an artist. An artist don't suffer. So I managed to make a good living painting. And because of that, I did not travel a lot, like to England and those places when all my friends were going away because I was making money painting.
Right.
Okay.
So painting was something that you did to sustain yourself. I'm taking it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did the business side of the industry concern you?
The business side?
The business side. You're voicing all this music. Were you getting paid? You were voicing all this music, and normally when you go into the studio to voice a lot of music, you're expected to get paid for it. Were you able to be paid for the works that you were doing in order to sustain yourself?
Yes, but the money wasn't enough to make me live the way I wanted to live. And the brush and the paint sure helped me and my family to live good because it was a regular thing. Music was a great passion, but at that time, none of us were making real money in music. You had us to really love it and stay with it all the way because if you have no other way out, then your way is hoping that one day you're going to make a big hit and that will carry you through. Well, in my case, no. I did not wait on that big hit.
So like my good friend Bunny Ruggs and Junior Moore, you are a painter, an artist.
Yes, well, Junior and I share the same because he's an artist. So we paint pictures like me too. And I remember Bob from the Belltones, if you remember that group.
Yes.
Right. Bob was also a double artist. I can remember him and Junior, myself. I can't even remember anymore. I know they're graphic artists, face-up artists and all of that. Like, I think Bagger from here. Bagger is one of the prominent guys in the business.
Yeah, Bagger Case.
Bagger Case, yeah, man.
Yeah.
So overall, it's few of us who are double artists. And I happen to be one who came through, went to Canada, make a good living painting. And
Canada is a whole new another journey, which I'm going to let my co-host delve into. Sharon, there's so much more to Leroy Brown that meets the eye. I'm going to let you tune in and do your thing and turn into a private eye.
Well, that already has some here. But I want to touch back on you in the music business real quick. You wrote a good few of those songs, right? Yeah. And a lot of them did very, very well. My question is, when you were writing these songs, and I'm like piggybacking off of something Ten Star said, at that time, did you register your music? Or did you know anything about that aspect of the music game, like registering and making sure that you would be getting your royalties off of, you know?
Yes, I did.
These writings.
I did. Yes, I did. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I was like, did he do it? Okay. But still and all, as you stated, it wasn't making the money that you would like to do, right?
Still get robbed anyway, but
yeah,
they were recorded that I am the owner of those songs.
That's wonderful. Well, at least you have that. So Canada now, which seems to be at the time was a huge hub.
Yes.
For a lot of reggae artists. Like, what made you want to go to Canada in the first place anyway?
In the first place, it wasn't really my choice.
Okay.
I'm the youngest one out of 13, and my brother was doing well in Canada as a welder.
Okay.
And he figured then after when I leave art school, he was the one who sent me to art school in Jamaica.
Oh,
he figured in that I should come to Canada and I would make a good living. I could come and finish my school. But when I went up there, I never knew I was so advanced as a brush artist. So as soon as I got there, I got a job right away, paying me real good money too. So I managed to be the one who did 90% of all the lettering for the black businesses.
Okay.
All their signs, designs, and logos and vehicle. I did all of that till I start my own business. And I start my own business. And I used to do work for the ambulance, the fire department, the school board, all of those people. Those were my own. The computer was not here yet. So I had also do everything by hand. The gold leaf work when you win scholarship to go university, all that was me. And I did quite a bit of that all over. So by you listening clearly, I made a good living.
Wow. That's a 10 Star. Isn't that just a beautiful thing? He is the dual personality artist in the music, artist on canvas. Amazing.
That's why they call me artist. Everybody.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The artist in the music and the artist on the canvas, like that is the most.
Now I understand the significance of the word artist. In his name.
Yes.
Leroy,
100%.
Right.
Double
So
meaning.
I did a whole lot of recordings in Canada. I produce a lot of people, including Glenn Washington, Leroy Gibbon. I started Leroy Gibbon to start.
Okay.
Yes, I started him in a group named the Roys. 3 of us named Roy. I was already established as Leroy Brown, and I brought him in the group, and that's where he started. I wrote the songs, the first set of songs for him. Even the song, Four Season Lover, we used to sing that before we went to Jamaica and record it.
Okay.
So I had a great camp in Toronto for young artists also.
That's amazing. Like, you know, he start. What did you didn't hear him, 10 Star?
No.
I'm sorry, Leroy, repeat the last word you said.
Okay, in Toronto, I had a camp for young artists. Like my home was a place where they would all come to get started. And because I played the guitar and I knew a lot about the industry. And my place was like the place where all of the artists, when they come to town, they would always end up at my place, from the Ken Booth to the Alton Ellis to everybody. So, and then I ended up having my own studio, my own record store. And even though all of that, I was still in the sign business. So I had enough to sustain what I was doing. So we had a great thing happening there with young artists coming up in the game. Nana McLean was also one of them too. The same Clement Jabba, same thing again. And we have quite a few other artists who, if I should start to remember, this show would take a whole day.
Well, they said, somebody said that Leroy, you brought reggae to Canada. You feel so you bring the reggae to Canada?
I literally
bring reggae
to Canada. Yeah, I literally brought reggae to Canada because when Alton Ellis was there before me, and he said reggae gonna take a long time, and he went away to England and he came back and he saw me doing reggae. He said, "Man, you're not giving up." I never gave up on it, and I ended up recording in Canada. Most of my life was spent in Canada. Okay. And I decided to come back home. And I also won the biggest award in Canada, which is the Juno Award. It's just like equivalent to the Grammys of America, right? And I get all of the different reggae awards. You name the Peter Touch Award, the Bob Marley Award, and all of the awards. I have all of them. So I decided to come home to continue where I left off in Jamaica. And I've been here 14 years now. And I see the reason why I come home was to get a lot of young people to pass on some of the knowledge that I gained. And so far I've been doing a good job.
So that means you know our sister in Carol Brown.
Carol Brown.
Very well. She used to be around me also. Oh yeah, sure. Carol Brown was there with me for years until she...
For a split second, I was wondering whether you two were family.
No, we were so close together. We were, every day you would see Carol Brown and Leroy on the street, from record store to record stores, and the whole thing, you know.
Right. Okay. Continue. Do your thing, Sharon.
So after going back, okay, so you made your name in Canada, you're doing all these stuff. And then what made you decide to go back to Jamaica at that time? Because now you said it's 14 years. When did you actually decide, all right, I'm going to go back home and reestablish myself? Like, what was your mindset at that time?
All right. Well, the first thing is I realized I was getting too old to be cold.
That's what I'm that part, yes. Real talk. You're too cool.
When you reach a certain age, you don't want to be in the cold if you can avoid it. Yes. And I feel then that Jamaica would be the place. And I feel so good when I come back to Jamaica and walk the streets of Trenchtown and see the young artists. They're looking for help. And I have a lot that I could offer. My experience that I live from Canada to Jamaica. And I also set up a studio that I could help younger artists then to get started. And it's still happening until today.
Amen. Because as you know, I'm going to touch on this just a little bit. As you know, with the state of situations and things in Jamaica, Jamaica is getting a bad rap, but still in all, with people like yourself who still believes in Jamaica and at least trying to help the youth, because really that's what's needed. They just need somebody to listen to them, to guide them. You know what I mean? Like, what propelled you to say, okay, you know what, me want to help them? And
it's bigger than me. This is much bigger than me.
Yeah.
We all believe in the Creator.
Yes.
And we do a lot of things these days, and we think that we make the decisions. Sometimes we did not.
Right, of course.
I've been commissioned to do a job in Jamaica, and I could not stay in Canada. And in other words, my work in Canada was full.
Okay.
I've done it all in Canada already. Why not come home? And even though they're telling you how much people they kill in Jamaica, they kill people in Canada too.
Yes.
So I figured in that, why sit back and worry that people are going to die and they're going to this? I've never gone through any problems since I've been here. I know where to go and when to go and when not to go. So I managed to live a life in Jamaica that made me more comfortable than even in Canada, even though we had all the luxury in Canada. But I feel so good to know that I can help a young person in the industry.
And through your works now, do you see or should I say, you reaping the benefits of seeing the people that you are helping? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
do you see that? Okay.
I see that already. And not with money yet. And I'm not looking for that.
No, that's what I'm not talking about money, but you know what I mean? You can see where your guidance is helping, that makes you want to continue. You know what I mean? The good fight, because it's a fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can see the difference in a lot of people, because the truth is, if you give them music, they will get out of trouble or stay out of trouble. And it was like that when I was growing up in Trenchtown. Because of the music, a lot of us did not get into trouble.
Right.
You know, we can call names from the Wailing Soul, while we go to school together, the Delroy Wilson, all of us. We never get into no trouble. We just keep singing every day. And because of that, playing our little games like they don't play games no more, and playing our little games on the street and singing at nights. Everybody have a little group somewhere in Trenchtown. We're all singing. So because of that now, we don't think of trouble. We don't get into trouble that much. As because when kids are idle, they get into trouble, right?
Well, yeah. What do they say? Idle hands is the devil's work, right? That's what they said.
So because of that now, the music saved me. Places like Boys Town School, where they had enough things for young boys to get involved in. You go play soccer, you go do boxing, you go do, we're Boy Scout, we're everything to keep us off the street. So I think that if they promote a little more of that, we will get rid of a lot of the crime then, put it that way. We get rid of a lot of that, because they don't have no time to crime.
Right. This is true. So I wanted to take you back for a second, because I was just curious. When I know you were brought up in the church, right?
Yeah.
Right. So when you decided to do music other than church music, what did your mom say? What was your family like? Did they support you, like what you were doing? Or were they like, no, you can't play them, the devil music, you have to play them, you know, that type of thing?
All right.
His mom was the church leader.
Right.
The church music leader, in charge of the music.
The music and the devil music. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes.
Well, what happened now, my mom would give me the support.
Okay.
Whenever, I remember at one stage, Prince Buster said he needed 100 artists. And she would pack my bag, my little bag, and give me to go downtown to our lineup. When we go down there, we see artists from everywhere want to get a break to record a song, right? And that was a part of it. Then my uncle, who was a strong revivalist in Jonestown, Brother Richard, he had his church and so on. He used to give me the support also, because they always think that there's a place for me in the music industry. Because people used to always like to hear me sing. When I sing at the church, they make money. Everybody encore, right? So as long as when I'm singing these songs, it wasn't really devil music, really. It was not religious songs, but they were okay.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious, because I was like, you know, when you're in the church, them tell you, say, devil music, you can't play them music. But I always said, it depends on what you're singing about, right? It always depends on what you're singing about, which is not the devil's music. So
that is so true.
Yes. And you, to me, you know, listening and going back into some of the stuff you did with the different artists, your music was always positive, always uplifting, always inspirational. You know what I'm saying? Like, where do you, for the songs that you wrote, where do your ideas come from? Was it life? Was it just the way you thought? Like, what was your spirit behind a lot of the stuff that you wrote?
Some of these songs, I don't know where they came from. Sometimes you're walking the streets and the song just appear inside of you. And what you had, like I wrote a song named This Is a Time of Decision. I was going about my business and the song just came to me like that. This is a time of decision. And I can remember quite a few other songs that came just the same way. One particular song which stand out a lot is "Repatriation is a Must."
It's a must. Mm-hmm.
And like Lady Chalmers, you know the group.
Yes,
yes. Okay. His dad and mom were the two first oldest Rasta people I know in Trenchtown. They were my neighbor, right? And every day his dad would get up and say, "Repatriation is a must." And as a little boy, I riveted in my head that repatriation is a must. And he keeps saying that Selassie is God. And he know that Selassie is going to come to Jamaica one day. And so he did. And I had also go and see Selassie when he came to Jamaica, right? But the first song I got into a little problem with someone outside my color, I start to write the song, "Repatriation is a Must." And that's where it began. So all of these songs, there's a history behind all of them, how they came. I never get up and say, I'm going to write this song about this, or I'm going to write this song about that. They have a way of, they were inside the brain from a while, and they take their time and come right out on the paper in the studio, and that you're listening to them now.
Right. 10 Star? I will not stop talking because I just love Leroy Brown. You know what I mean? The history is just
there's so much to him. Yeah.
There's so much to him. So I'm going to hold the mic. I will hug the mic and not let 10 Star talk. So I'm going to allow him to speak now, and then I'll come back.
Well, I was actually swimming and basking in that. You know, you can hear a story, and your mind just takes you there.
Yeah.
Right? My mind actually took me there. He had done so much for the industry, and especially after, I do believe, maybe the emotions had disbanded. He went to Canada. I do believe that this was one of the first singles that you did. Take a listen to this and share some memories on this track.
Our leaders' voice, send them views they may want to use, for they need them.
What memory does that bring? I could see you scratching the cranium on that one there.
Okay, that song, when they were about to impeach the president Nixon, that song came to me. To help our leaders, send them views that they may use. In times like this, they are so confused. Let us pray to bring an end to this war. And what happened, Leroy Sibbles happened to be in Canada around the same time. He just was about to move to Canada. He was there. And we get some musicians together. A couple of them are Jackson Jones, to be exact, original member of the Hippy Boys also. So I put the song together, and the chosen few were there also, which we were all hanging out as friends. We all get together and have a lovely rehearsal. I wrote the song, and we had a lovely rehearsal, and we figured in that was time. It was really one of the first real reggae song recorded in Toronto, and that was in the early 70s.
Wow.
Now, I do remember when you went to, it was written that when you actually went to Toronto, Canada, the plan was for you to be a lawyer, but that wasn't actually how it turned out. Is there any truth to that?
There's truth in that. My brother, because I used to always defending people, he said I should be a lawyer. Very talkative, defending people at all times.
Right.
So because of that now, they were saying that I'm at the right place. That's what I should do. I should be a lawyer. But that never happened.
Why didn't that happen? Where was your mind at the time?
because there were other things occupying my mind, like the music was still there, and making real money painting. You never have no time to study to be a lawyer then. And I realized I could make more money painting than be a lawyer. And I proved it so many times before, because I remember doing daily work for some lawyers. And when I charged them that hourly rate in the early days, the guy said, "But lawyer don't make that kind of money." I said, "No, because you're not an artist." Yeah. So I understand that I still like to defend people, but I make more money painting.
Now it seemed to me that music definitely was where your heart was at, and you really did take it seriously, because at some point in your life you decided to join the Ontario, the Royal Ontario Conservatory.
Yes, that's where I went for music, right?
Tell me about that experience. What was that place? Why did you go there? And what was the outcome?
My brother Lloyd, Hamilton, Canada, he said to me that if you want to do this thing, you have to learn to do it the right way. Not just picking up that guitar and playing few da da da. You need to go and learn the rudiments and theory of music. So he was the one who registered me into the Royal Conservatory of Music. It said, "This is what you have to do. You got to learn the craft properly." And that's it. That's where it began. It was all his words.
And what did you learn there?
Well, you learn the theory of music. We learn how to build chords, why the chord is so and so, why da da da. So, and then you learn more about other music apart from reggae music, because they didn't know anything about reggae then. Right. So reggae was a struggling music from the beginning. Everybody, no one could understand how it's structured, right? So by me learning now how the other music was structured, it was easy for me now with my experience that I took from Jamaica. So to put the whole thing together, it was very easy for me.
Right. So you went to the Royal Ontario Conservatory. You passed out. What was the next mission for you?
After that, then I was all over the place recording and singing everywhere. Every weekend I was singing somewhere, and I've been recording. I do a lot of recordings and writing those times.
Right. Now, I do know for a fact that Jackie Mittoo was in Canada at the time. Did you ever do any works with Jackie Mittoo?
Oh, Jackie Mittoo was like a brother. Jackie Mittoo, that story is so long. Jackie Mittoo was one who took me under his arms and everything. Leroy, Jackie Mittoo. And I had so much respect for Jackie Mittoo. I thought the guy was an old guy, not knowing that he was a young guy at the time. Jackie Mittoo shared with us as a year or two younger than him. He was no big man for me, but his experience was so huge.
Yeah.
Me look up. I never say no to Jackie Mittoo. Never ever say no to him. Whenever he want me to do something, he even took me to a studio that normally I wouldn't go. And he said, "Leroy, I don't have a recording with you. Come, I'm going to record you." And I said, "Whatever you say, Jackie." So that's the kind of respect I had for that man.
Right. Jackie definitely contributed to, it was almost like he was here in another lifetime, if I could say it that way. You know?
Yes.
It really was, and his contribution was just immense. And those that he came into contact with, people like yourself and many others, have always had something, great to say. Like, for instance, I want to come to your contributions, because you've done so much more for the industry. Over the years of me, learning from my father, I learned, listening to the likes of Prince Buster and you name all the greats, and hardly ever did we hear Leroy Brown, even though you're making huge contributions to the industry. I want to say to you, you know, or my question to you is, do you feel valued from an industry that you've given so much to?
If I feel
valued.
Do you feel valued from an industry that you've given so much to?
Yes, I feel so. The only sad thing about it that a lot of people don't know my contribution that I made.
Why do you think that is? What is lacking? What needs to be done?
I don't know if it can be done anymore because I don't think I'll be touring the world now. But there were times gone when there were tours that came up that I should be on and I refused. I should have gone out in the world more and present my craft to the world, and I did not do that. So
do you think, so in a roundabout way of what I feel I'm hearing from you, were you your own worst enemy then?
I am?
Were you your own worst enemy?
Yes, I am.
You are. Why is that?
Because maybe I'm strong-headed, like to do things my way. And when you like to do things your way, sometimes it can haunt you later on in life that you never get the chance to do what other people wanted you to do.
Were there trust issues coming from you?
Hmm?
Were there trust issues? Did you have trust issues with people?
With people? Oh, I get you now.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a big part of it too, you know, because I've watched a lot of my popular friends. The names are very huge all around the world. They travel everywhere. And still at the end of the day, they didn't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not one of those kind of artists. I love to have my money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to love to have your money, you have to do what it takes to make the money. And at the stage with having the children now, 3 sets of children that look up to me for leadership and whatever, support, of course. I had also to do what I had also to do to keep my family afloat.
Mm-hmm.
And too many of my friends lost their family because they did not have any money to sustain the family. Mm-hmm. So I didn't want to be one of those. So I make sure I continue with my painting, and it helped to keep money in my pocket and make my kids have a good life for it.
Yeah. I truly understand that. I've had so many conversations with so many people who are still hurt to this day, you know, for, you know, the badness that was done to them, you know, business-wise, you know, and it's very easy to understand why you made the decisions that you did, you know. I do believe at the detriment to the contributions that you've made, you know, to our industry. One of the reasons why I found it important, especially when Clement Jabba Gordon came to me and said, you know, Leroy Brown, and I did my research, I said to myself, why hasn't this man been given his respect, you know, in the industry? You know, because it dawned on me, because even when I met you for the very first time, no lie, you know, it was more like, I know this man, but where do I know his name from?
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me. I called you a couple of days before the show and I said to you, I know who you are. And the first name I called was Junior Moore from Tamlins. Him tell me about you. Because he did. And at the time when your new song came out, I forget what song it was, he told me it hadn't come out on digital form. It only came out on vinyl. And that's when Junior Moore introduced me to Mark Ishmael. Now, tell me about Soul of Ambessa, because that's the record label that Mark Ishmael was the CEO of, because he made some incredible music with some incredible people, of which you were part of.
Well, most of that, it wasn't handed down directly from me. It was handed from other folks like Patrick Harty, who's now in Florida.
Okay.
He was the one who he was working with at the time. So those music were passed on because of them and not directly to me.
Right. So you ended up voicing for Soul of Ambessa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't actually go into the studios, it was sent to you.
Right.
Okay, I'm with you. It's a pity I don't have those songs with me at the present moment, because I would have played one or two of them, because they were really tough songs, which unfortunately you can only find on vinyl. So they told me.
I must let you know, because a lot of people figure that I was finished with the music industry. I heard stories about other people attaching the name Leroy Brown to songs that they did. So that was one of the main reasons why I switched and put artists in the middle of my name, because people were recording song and say it's a Leroy Brown song, because they didn't hear anything from me for a while back in Jamaica.
Right.
So that's where the Leroy artist from. That's why until today, I make sure when, like even on an interview like this, I make people know that this is Leroy Artist Brown and not Leroy Brown.
And I remember you talking to me and making that distinction, especially when you spoke to me.
And I said that I would not talk about on the interview right now, that came out because of that also. They create that name because I wasn't around.
Even I've come to realize there's more than one Leroy Brown out there representing the same music.
Right. So that's why I try not to get involved in even doing dub plates. People will ask me to do a dub plate of a song that I didn't know. And just to make it nice and easy, I said I will not do that dub plate. So I don't go into the whole story. Yeah. I'm with you. You know, I want to play another one of your songs, which I love so much. I'm going to go into it right now. Just bear with me. For anybody just joining us, we are speaking with the legendary Leroy Brown. He's one of the pillars of our music, reggae music.
Artist Brown.
Say it again, loud and clear.
Leroy Artist Brown, and get it right. Leroy Artist Brown.
Yeah,
here is one of the. Say that again.
What's that, Leroy?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I thought you were saying something. Don't worry. Now, here's the song that I said I love so much. It's a song called Blood I Go Run. Tell me about that tune there.
That's one of them also, that they created that name, and that's one of those songs that they created. I think the man Patterson with that Leroy Brown, that I did not take credit for it.
Right. So is that is your song?
No.
It's not your song?
No, there's about 2 or 3 songs they did around the same time and use my name to promote those songs. And that's why I said people attach dub plate to me with those songs, and I would simply say I will not do a dub plate with those songs. That's all.
Definitely attached to your name.
Right. These things happen in the industry, and it happened quite a few times. People put out a song and put a different. It happened to my cousin Willie Williams also, who sing Armageddon Time. Yeah, if you notice that there is another Willie Williams, they just attach another name to your name, and they ride on your coated tail, as we would say.
Yeah. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this song is attached to the Leroy Brown that I'm talking to right now. However, you heard it for yourself. This song is not him. So for the sake of peace, I am not gonna play that song. But you can investigate it for yourself. It's out there. It's called Blood I Go Run. However, it is not Leroy Brown that you're seeing here on our live.
No, and if you listen enough, which I think you have a good ear, you can tell the difference of my sound from another sound. Because as people would say, I carry more of a baritone vocal, right, than the other person. So I tried to reach out years ago to see if I could find. I heard stories like he's not around anymore and all the different stories. So I leave it alone. Because at one stage, Dennis Brown did say I should get in touch with this guy and get him to do some name change. Add something in the middle of the name, and it's going to cause a lot of confusion later on in life.
Yeah.
So I was the one who made the changes early by saying, okay, Leroy Artist Brown, and that's what I'm going to stay with forever. However, there's few songs out there like the Color Barrier and so on that you still will see Leroy Brown on it and not Leroy Artist.
Right. So Color Barrier is you, right?
Yes, and Money Barrier also. That was
okay. Good.
Good. Label. Yeah.
Now the story you're telling me is not an isolated case whatsoever, because this has happened to quite a few artists that have appeared on my show. Yeah. One of them was Cassandra Artist, who she had done a song on a soundtrack for an album, for a film, as a matter of fact, called Babylon. Right? Now, in the past, she sang a particular song of which her name was on that actual record. And I was playing it to her, and she said, "Can I tell you something?" I said, "Go ahead." So he goes, "Do you know that is not me singing?"
Right.
And the person who actually should have got the credit for it did not get the credit for it.
Yeah, but the business is like that, and you have to identify it when you see it and don't try to take no credit.
Yes. And it was no mistake neither.
No. So
anyway, I'm talking with passion. Let me just take a chill pill. Okay. Because I would have said a little bit more, but let me just cool my temper. All right.
You know what? I think because the show that we do on this platform, we get very passionate about situations like this. And you see, Leroy, you said something earlier on. As Tensar said, do you think you are your worst enemy? You are not. There's a reason why. There is a reason why you are where you are right now. And the decisions that you made, because you said something, you didn't do what other people wanted you to do. You were right to stand your ground, because no matter what you do, if there is any way people could take advantage of what you want, what you've done, they're going to do it. So you stepping away and be like, "No, boy, I'm going to do this show, you know, because they're still going to try to get you." So your decision was right. There was no wrong decision. That was a blessing, because them still I tried take what things from you.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what
I'm wondering if that came with a level of intimidation also, because it's not an isolated case, as we know. I know somebody who I can mention now who went through the very same thing.
We can name names. We know that you know.
It's very common in our industry.
Yes.
And I've seen it happen. I know quite a few names, people that been through the same thing with me. But that's why I go back again and say, once I put artists in the middle, there's only one Leroy Artist Brown.
Right.
Smart move.
Very, very smart move. Again, your decision was right to not accept some of these situations. If you were hungry for money, you was going to jump and do it. But God blessed you with the artistry, the canvas. God has blessed you with that. You know what I mean?
It saved my life.
There it is.
Gave me a lot of integrity so I could move on and live the way I think an artist should live.
Right. And unfortunately, as we know, a lot of people were not like that. They didn't. It was all about the music. It was everything the music. And by any means necessary, it was about the music. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, there is a cost. It's happening globally. A lot of it, unfortunately, has happened in the reggae community, in this industry. Our own people are doing that to us. So your decisions at that time was perfect. You continue to excel where others are failing. You have to really think about that. That's you know what I'm saying? That's the mindset that you're in. You, no matter what you do, you will continuously excel and still be okay, because half the situations, as much as, you know, people have taken your name, that's maybe the worst that they could have done to you. And all you had to do was adjust. You could have took it to heart. You adjust and be like, well, okay. Well, means now Leroy Artist Brown and then try take that the one now. And see what you do with you, right? Exactly. Try do that one, right? Right. So can't touch you. It's a simple thing.
It did work.
Yeah, of course it worked. What are they going to do now with the way that modern technology is now? You can clean house with them. Like, I tried TFRT for me. You're going to do it the right way, clean house and swear everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a thing. Your decisions was the right decision. And you have to consider the fact that God has blessed you thus far, that you can go back to where you come from.
Exactly.
And continue to help others.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's a blessing. That's where you are the greatest.
Yeah, I'm proud of my decision now, even more than before.
Of course.
Yeah. And hearing it from you, you make me feel good also.
Oh, you're welcome. I could see your whole story is a beauty. Your whole story is a beauty and inspirational. When people come on the show and be like, why, man, should I do this? I'll be like, no. The one thing I've learned in this life is that if you have God in your heart and you're listening, because we all know there is a higher purpose, pay attention to that higher purpose. You evidently have done this.
Exactly.
And you went, it's all about giving back. You tirelessly are thinking about others and not just yourself. That's why you're so blessed.
Sure. And it continues today, tomorrow, and the next day.
Exactly. It is not, as you stated, your words were, it's not about me. It is not about you.
Exactly.
It is not about us. You know what I mean? There is more. We are here for a reason to extend what we've learned. And you are continuously doing that. Look how you look good. Me can almost count the gray here, Panya. Look how you look good. That's God's blessing.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel
So what you say about my grace then?
You is wisdom. Your name is wisdom. My name 10-star wisdom.
I feel good.
Yes.
Start from inside of you.
For real.
I'm thankful for what the Almighty has given me. And I'll continue singing until I can't sing no more. So, and I'm writing a lot of songs.
Now I have to mention, you had a song which was banned in the charts.
Color is a Barrier.
Why did they ban the tune there?
Because it was state of emergency was happening in Jamaica at the time. And the songs like those weren't allowed to play on the air. Yeah. So
for the fear of protest or inciting violence?
Yes, that's what they were saying, that you know. Technically, if you listen to the song now, there's nothing in that song that was inciting any form of violence. But in there, no. But I guess money barrier was good enough, but not color barrier.
Right.
And I have to say that was the song that I used to make the actual flyer, because it resonated with me. I absolutely love it. So take a few bars of that particular tune. This is the song that was banned in the charts.
Ain't no love in the heart of the city. There ain't no love in the heart of town. Ain't no love in this town of pity. No, no. Ain't no love nowhere around. This place is a rat race. Only the strong survive. So the meek got to wait on time. How long shall we wait in this place of hate, where your color is a barrier? I and I no warrior. We need justice, no more sympathy. Why we got to wait on time? Ain't no love in the heart of the city. There ain't no love in the heart of town. Ain't no love in this town of pity. Ain't no love nowhere around. This place is a rat race. Only the strong survive. So the meek got to wait on time.
Boy, I'm telling you, that tune, I could play that 24/7. That tune, tough like a rock.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah. And it still speaks today.
Exactly.
Right. Color barrier.
Yeah. You know, when you look at the industry today, when you look at your contributions to reggae music, you look how far you have come, what you've done, what you continue to do. Where do you see the state of our industry right now?
Not nice. Not good.
Your views, because your views count and a lot needs to be done. I think there's not enough noise being made at the moment in terms of where we're at and the danger we seem to face. Share with me what you think about what I'm saying.
We made some great music in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, up to 90s, even up to 2000. And I know that the young people will come and do whatever they like to do with whatever, but
without respect for the older.
Yes, there's no respect for the works that we did before, because we had also write good songs, create new rhythm tracks and all of that. There were times when they would say, give me a rhythm track. No, they don't say, give me a rhythm track no more. They say, give me a beat. And they take that beat and they do whatever they want to do on that beat. No respect for the introduction, no respect for the nothing at all in the music. And I am not too proud of what I see with our music. No, we just have to live off the older songs that we did record now, and it's a shame.
I'm going to be bold and audacious by what I'm about to say right now, but when I look at the level of crime in Jamaica right now, it's heartbreaking, yeah, to say the least. As a matter of fact, the amount of deaths per year has skyrocketed past the 1,000 mark and rising and continuing to rise. My thoughts about the whole thing, and a lot of people who seem to be crying about the same thing, is that music actually plays a part. Not just reggae music, but some hip-hop, rap, whatever, you know, there's the wrong messages going out. What is your views about the contribution of the wrong message in music, especially in reggae music? Do you think that actually plays a part?
Big role, big role. If we could get a chance to sing the songs we want to sing to educate the young, it would change a whole lot of stuff. But these days, when you even record a good song, they don't play it on the air. They're a part of the problem. The radio is a big part of the problem because they're not looking out for the future of the music and the generation. They're looking out for the monetary gain from the music because this guy come on and put some money in their pocket and whatever he's giving them to play, they just play it, right?
Right.
Right. And because of that, the good songs are suffering. And children, you want to teach a child something, put it in a song.
Yes.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yes.
Every kid will remember that, right?
Yes.
So you sing some songs about positive things then. The kid will reminisce it. And they will walk the road and sing it just like how they sing the other stupid song. I hear some kids, some words that come from some little kid's mouth. I'm saying, oh my God. They said it's the song that they're playing that they're listening to and they know it word by word.
Right, right.
So help me to understand, because no matter how much I play that scenario in my head, there's something that says to me, why are some of our people in denial about that actual fact that music plays a part?
That's a good question. Why? Why?
Maybe you'll continue to be asking why.
Why? Yeah, it's a big question. Why? And you could simply say it's money. We sold out. We sold our great music. I'm wondering what these children all it's gonna be.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we already know what our old hits are. When you play out the songs that we did in the 60s and the 70s, when you go to a dance and you hear them, it pulled people together. You know, people used to dance and hug one another and whisper in one another's ears and all of the nice things when we were dancing as young people growing up. Those days are gone. Guys are on one side and the girl is on the next side. And the way they dance is something that you wouldn't want to show your grandkids.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So the whole thing, what we started, they break it down in less than a decade.
Because they get the technology where they can.
Yeah, and everybody now can make music. Right? Everybody can make music. We talk about the great guys like Jackie Mittoo, and you could keep going on and on with the Barrett brothers and the rest of the great people in the industry, right? They sit down and make a music for you to dance and listen. That's not happening anymore. You know, daggering and dagger this and dagger that and all the rest of it. I don't even know one of the songs that they have out today as a popular song. You can't even ask me. I don't know it. Not worthwhile listening to.
Right.
But This is what they wanted. I have to say, who are they? It make me wonder sometimes if they've been getting pay to destroy the good music, or they're getting paid to destroy the next generation, because if we don't have the proper music to keep them in line, what's going to happen? Right?
So tell me, what would you like to see happen?
What would I like to see happen?
Yeah.
That our music become a part of the curriculum in school. If this generation, when they go to school, they start to learn more about music, not what they're playing now, real music. I think it could help to change the minds of the people, the younger generation. You know, that's my thought.
Yeah.
Because if music is what can teach a lesson, teach them a lesson then. Teach them a good lesson about the music. You know, but it's gone. Nobody not learning nothing. Nobody don't care. It's just a trend they're following now. So
you're very right.
It would be nice if they could really see the value of the music and start to feed the children with that, like food. And then we know that eventually things will change.
You know what? You just took my memory back to the time when, you know, there was apartheid in South Africa. And you had Pick Botha and you had Ian Smith in Rhodesia, who were suppressing, you know, our people in Africa, certain continents in Africa, you know. And I remember there was artists like Rupert Reed and you know, Culture and you know, Burning Spear that taught us a lesson, you know. And those songs played an incredible part in the freeing up or even making noise to let people across the world know that we as Black people were opposed to this regime, you know, because a lot of them were being invited to perform in South Africa, to which the apartheid government refused to allow those artists in because of what they stood for.
Yes.
That's the power of our music.
Exactly so.
And I learned this in school days. I was in high school back then.
All right. Then. Yeah, so we lose all of that now. You know, and I don't know how we can get it to come back to the real thing again. I really don't know. I would love to be a part of it. But we're not even now, today, certain songs we're not allowed to publish. Even right here in Jamaica today, you write certain songs and they tell you all the stories about why the song is not being played on the radio. As if they've been monitored. You can't say that in a song anymore. You can't say so much things we cannot say anymore. Our hands are tied. I have a whole lot of songs that I would like to release them to the world. And I must say this to you, I start thinking about Africa, because I write a whole lot of songs about Africa. And I start to think that if we are in a world that is controlled by Europeans and so to speak, they have a right to say what they want their people to listen to. I think that these songs, they are irrelevant in Africa. And I've been thinking lately that I should be focusing a lot on the African market. That's the way I'm looking at it. Because if we can't get to teach our children because of this system, we have to go back to the motherland where it all began.
Very true. Very true. And, you know, one thing that has been clear to me is the fact that a lot of what they taught us in school was just plain crap, you know, as far as I'm concerned. You know, we were taught about Elizabethan history, Victorian history, which had no relevance to my upbringing. I always used to think there's no relevance to my history right here. And I lost total interest in history as a lesson, you know. And when it did show us, show our history, it was black people wearing grass skirts in Africa. But Africa was much more well developed than what they were showing.
I know that.
As a little youth, as a black kid who has African and Jamaican roots, not even I wanted to go to Africa.
No, because they show you picture with people hanging on trees and swinging like monkeys and things like that. You understand it? And I am fortunate enough, growing up in Trenchtown, where you used to have people coming in from Africa, through the same Mortimer Planner, they used to take us off the street on a Saturday and come to teach us about Africa. Because what we were learning outside of that was all negative. Nothing positive about Africa. Nothing at all. So I get a piece of that from Jamaica, and it allowed me to write certain songs that I could write about Africa. And now that I get to know you, I will make sure you get some of those songs that I wrote in the earlier years about Africa, down there in Africa. So, and it's a lot of them, and I want you to have access to those songs so you can play them for your listeners also.
Well, one thing I know for sure, that in today's reality that we're living, right, that democracy as you know it died a death a long time ago.
Right.
Yeah. So the old democracy where we talk about freedom of speech and freedom of this, that, and the other has really died a death. They're just doing it in stealth mode. Yeah. So when you present these songs, which may be banned or later on, prevented from being played on certain platforms, I am here to tell you I am the person who's going against the grain.
Well, it's a reason why I meet you also, because you have a big job to do. You and your host, of course, Miss Mango. So there's a big job that this interview wasn't just an interview, because you have a big role to play, and I will be making sure that you get all those songs that I'm talking about, so that we can share them with your audience.
Yes, sir. It's an absolute blessing to have you on the show. Earlier on, you were talking about some of your achievements. Before we end the show, it's important that you share some of your achievements. What awards have you attained since the beginning of your career?
Wow. It's a wall full of them.
Amen.
Well, it's nice to know when I thought you were being denied or whatever it is. It's nice to know that they're still giving you awards.
Oh yeah, I've gotten a lot of them, and Canada showed me a whole lot of respect. I'll be honest with you, I get a lot of respect from that side. And be honest, that's where I spent most of my years in Toronto, Canada. I literally helped to build the industry in Canada, because when I went there was no real reggae happening there. It was all country music.
Right.
Jackie Mitchell was there trying to do the top 10 songs to survive playing in clubs and so on. But I managed to be, because we had quite a few artists there who helped to build the industry. It's not just me alone. Johnny Osborne was one of them too. Leroy Sibbles was another one too. They stand for
yes.
Nana McLean. We had quite a few strong artists. Lovin' There, he was there also. And a lot of people.
Lovin' There was there? I never knew that.
When I went to Canada, Lovin' There and Johnny Osborne were there.
Okay. Oh,
wow. That's big.
And I went there in 1971. So they were there before me. But you see, with me now, I could manage to produce the songs there. To take the songs in the studio and record them and get them on the street. Back to the sign business again. Being an artist, graphic artist. because I did have the money to do that, what they did not have. They have the talent, but they did not have the money.
Right.
I could go to the studio and record quite a few different people who wanted us to record their works over the years. I got the gift. Is it a gift? No. That a talent? No. The money. Once you have the money to do all of that, then you could do it. And that's what I did. Record the songs. As soon as we press the records, vinyl, we put them in our car box and we head for New York City. And we go shop to shop, show out from the Bronx to New York to all over the place and sell our music. Yeah. So we had an industry in Toronto, and I'm a big part of that.
Mm-hmm. Sharon.
Thank you, Ten Star. You remember me? We was just listening, you know.
I just saw you there at the right side of my eye. I saw you sitting there and I said, oops.
You forget about me, is that right?
You know I can't forget about you.
I'm joking. This has been an amazing journey for you.
Yes.
And we know that I'm glad to hear your side of what you feel about the industry, as Ten Star and I are very, very passionate about that. But your works, just like ours, is ongoing. If it wasn't for, you know what I mean, modern technology is amazing. It's changed the game. However, modern technology is a big part of corrupting these young people in the worst possible way you can imagine. I mean, I was listening, I'm going to say something real quick. I was watching something, and through modern technology, two little girls, different parts of the state, because I'm in the US, were watching a video and were copying whatever was going on in the video. These girls had to be no more than 6 years old. And the parents were doing whatever. When they went to go check on them, each one, they found them dead in the room, right? And this was mimicking something they saw on a video that's supposed to be popular, TikTok. So modern technology, again, is great, but it is a huge part of this corruption, the explicitness. Imagine a song, the song that was banned for you. Imagine that being banned. But what they're putting out today, they feel quite freely.
Oh, yeah.
Play it.
But it's all deliberate, Sharon. It's all deliberate.
But that's what I'm saying. I said, imagine somebody's telling you something positive and they're trying to block you and put on the corruption. It's backwards. And yes, it is there. It is intentional. It's an intentional thing, which just means, I'm saying all of that to say, we cannot give up what we're doing. You cannot give up what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. Ten Star and I, when Ten Star even asked me to join him in doing this, because Ten Star and I go way back. We went to school together in London. And through this platform, we are just ourselves and we aim to bring the truth. Now, maybe later on we'll get backlash. We don't give a toss. We don't care. We have to bring the truth to light. What is happening is pure corruption on every level to discredit the positivity that we are trying to do. Artists like you and many others, and we're trying to address it as best as possible. We are actually not afraid to say what we have to say. Again, we might get backlash, but I believe in God, and I believe that this is all for a purpose. Us meeting you, that's a reason, and that's a purpose. There's a purpose in every single thing that we're doing. So it is an honor to be talking to you and to hear your side of what is happening out there in the industry, that you also are disgusted by it. But no matter what, I didn't hear you say you're giving up. I didn't hear you say that.
Never,
that's the beauty. So that's the beauty of it. We have a job to do. God has sustained you thus far because he knows you've done much and you can give a little more. just like all of us, right? He woke you up this morning. He woke us all up this morning. That means there is a purpose to what we have to do, and we have to continue our works, right? 10 Star, you know, when I get into my preaching, me get into my little preaching, you know.
Let me ask him. Yeah, you give up, Leroy?
Leroy's not giving up. Leroy not giving up. No.
Make him talk for himself, man.
Come on, Leroy.
When you give up, you lose.
All right.
And if that is just like when you give up, you're throwing the towel. I'm not throwing in no towel.
That's right.
Whoa.
And maybe by the time I'm finished with you guys, I have another song to write. So
there you go.
Yes. Yes.
On writing and singing and bringing new people in. My job is to bring new people in the game, right?
Yes.
If I can get a few young people and get them to sing some songs that I'm not going to sing. I think when I started giving up, I used to sing a lot more because in fact that I have the studio here, I used to do a lot more recording. Now I'm focusing on recording other folks. You know, I write the songs, I produce it, and let them do the singing. Right. And I feel like I accomplished something doing it.
Right. Contributing to society.
Contributing, bringing it back. It's bringing it back. At the end of the day, there is no longevity in the works that's going on out there. What artists like you and many others, it's always going to be longevity because you play an old song from back in the day that you guys did. The feeling is still there. The love that was implemented in it, the good feeling. What they're playing now is for a time. It cannot last. It's for a time and it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's for a time and it's over. So keep up the works, man. It's gonna, listen, it's for a reason. Keep up the works. We're very excited to know you and know all what you've done. Again, it's for a reason, and maybe it wasn't time for us back then, but it's time is now for us to know all that you've done. And we're honored. We are honored to be your producer.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I feel good. You make my day.
Good. I hope so, because we are here to honor you. If nobody else found that, we are verbally honoring you.
Well, I tell you what, let's give him the round of applause.
Give him a round of applause.
Yeah, man.
I feel good. I feel really good. You know, and I hope that one of these days we will meet face to face. Who knows?
Oh, no worry yourself, me coming. Don't you worry yourself, me coming.
It's a must. As long as him touch foot in England, he must touch the 10-star general.
Me, I'm going to Jamaica. Wherever you is, me going.
Where in England you are?
I'm in West London.
You're in West London?
Yeah, in the heart of London.
Okay, I've been to London before, been to Manchester, Birmingham. I've been to a few of them places.
Oh, I'm miles away from there, miles away, central London.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm in the US. London. I am in the US.
You are?
I am.
And she's in New Jersey.
I'm in New Jersey.
Where's that she is? She's in New Jersey. You're in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. You're not far away.
I am not that far away. I am just in New Jersey. That's what I said. Jamaica. Look, if you're here, if you come to New Jersey, then you have to come to my house. Always welcome. We have a studio here too. So,
wow.
Yes.
I've been to New Jersey before. I've been to New Jersey. I was living in Canada and driving to, we used to go to the Turnpike. And
yes, the Turnpike, yes.
Yes, we used to do all those. I've been to all of those places, distributing records
There you go.
When I did a North American tour with Alton Ellis, I was singing Harmony as the Flame with him. So we've been to those places in the 70s and 80s also. So you're so near.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
So you must know my big brother, where him call Winston Jarrett.
Yeah, man. No Winston, man. Remember the early years, he was one of the guys in the industry also. He's still around, right?
Yes, he's still around, yeah.
He's still around, yes, for sure.
We had him on the show a couple of months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, man, there were a few guys like him around within the same age group that we were doing the same thing from different location, but we were doing the same thing. And every so often we would meet up at stage shows in New York and so on. They would come over to Canada also. So we had the burning, man.
Before we end the show, let me just ask you, just to round up the show, what would you say to anybody about our music, the reggae music, first and foremost?
What would I say to?
About our industry, reggae music. What would you say to anyone about our industry? And do you feel a sense of responsibility to our industry?
Well, as I said earlier on, we could almost say the whole thing crashed. You need to rebuild it. The reggae business needs to be looked at and to see what we really have and do something about it. It's not totally crashed, but we need, and a lot of the great artists that are sleeping, when I say sleeping, a lot of them live in America, a lot of them live in Canada, and they need to come together and start to make some good music again, so that the next generation will know what real reggae music is supposed to be like.
Absolutely.
Now, I must add, I'm a lover of Afrobeat. I love Afrobeat music. Love it because it's joyful, it's happy, it's got a lot of, elements to it, right? But Afrobeat has taught us a lesson. It kind of knocked reggae dancehall off the charts, really and truly, But I believe we can get ourselves back on track because, reggae and dancehall will always be relevant, and people are always coming back to reggae and dancehall, no matter what it is. I've seen people jamming every time to Murder, She Wrote by Sly and Robbie and Pliers and Chakademus and so forth, and so many other elements of our dancehall era. So it's being pinched left, right and center. It's just for us to really value what we have, really and truly, and it's an absolute blessing to have you, and I call you one of our pillars of our industry because you've made an immense contribution to reggae music, and it's an absolute blessing to have you on our show. We want you to know that we value you more than you will ever know.
Oh, wow. That's so
We're
nice.
not island talk, we tell it like it is.
That's right.
I must say something to you and the audience also, where we went wrong. There's a genre called dancehall, okay? I think that name should change.
To what?
I don't know what they're going to change it to. Me growing up, dancehall is a place where we used to go.
Right.
Dancehall is not the name of a genre of music, right?
True.
Now everybody's talking, what is dancehall? Dancehall is a place where either you're on the lawn, things like that. We should make some changes so people understand that it's not a genre of music called dancehall. No, it's not. And that's where a lot of people get mixed up with the word dance hall.
Sure.
Right? I remember growing up when we used to go to Greenwich Town to listen to music. Sometimes the music is played on the lawn. And I must remember that lots of the songs that we used to go and listen to, they weren't playing on the radio. Right? So we used to hear from the big sound like the Duke Reed and the Coxsone Downbeat and all of those people, right? They play on the lawn and or in the dance hall. So now they're calling the place that we used to go, they're naming a music from the places that we go. I think that they should really take it very serious and change that name from dance hall. So at least we would know what is reggae and what they call dance hall now. It creates
I think they should call it bashment, to be honest.
It's not a bad name.
Yeah, just call it bashment, you know? Because back in my time, reggae was reggae, whether it was dancehall, whatever they called dancehall back in those days. Everything was reggae.
Yes. Everything was reggae.
Yeah.
So now they're calling this thing dancehall. What is dancehall? You know, we need to I don't know if the next generation will even listen to us anymore, because they have their own things set for them.
Well, it's more like a self-inflicted wound, because even though we were calling it by its wrong name, we continued to do that until we started making noise about it, and we still didn't do nothing about it. You know what I mean?
No, we should do something about it, though.
Now we should, yes.
Separation.
Yeah.
So they know what is, because what they're doing and calling it dancehall, I don't think it is fair to us.
It isn't.
I agree.
I agree. It isn't, because you know what's sad is that the new music that these kids are doing now, they're calling it dancehall, and it's a reflection of nothing that we supposedly know as dancehall. They're using that same word dancehall for the jumping off the roof and jumping onto the girl. They're using that. That's not dancehall. Them exactly. Them jump off a roof or a car, wherever them. You can't do that no more. But it was like, well, that's not dancehall.
I think somebody should do something about it. You know?
Bashment for true. It's true. Right, Ed Star? I'm saying. Yeah, that's what they're calling it, dancehall, and that's where.
Yeah.
That's the end. That's it. No more.
To be honest, before we end the show, I just believe they're too far into wherever their mindset is at for them to even turn back. I think it's going to take tragedy upon tragedy before they realize something needs to be done. That's just what I feel. But I just hope we do wake up. I really do. I just want to come back to Leroy, the legend artist Brown. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, sir.
I want to say you're welcome back again and again and again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show and exposing me to your wonderful listeners. Yes. And I will continue to make music.
Yes,
and I will continue to make sure that you hear all the good stuff we have coming out of Jamaica, hopefully within the next few months.
And I want to big up our big brother right there, right in the background with the mask on. Jabba.
Jabba Clement, right there.
Jabba.
Stop hiding.
Jabba.
Yes.
And Errol Barrett.
Yes.
Errol, where is Errol?
Errol Barrett.
It means everything, the guitarist, it means the drummer.
Right. Bless up yourself, Errol. Bless up.
Just dip in and dip out.
We have a nice school, and so do you. So we're looking forward to be in touch again.
Thank you very much. Well, I tell you what, we're going to get out of here before Sharon says our little few words. Sharon, anything you want to say?
Well, again, it's been an absolute honor to have you.
Thank you.
I ask God to continue to bless you, my friend, because you have done much. And we're looking forward to what you have coming. As you said, you have a nice little crew. Bless all of them. Bless up Errol for helping you. I mean, for you to be able to be here with all the technology, because I know it can be confusing, but God bless him. Bless up to everybody that's been in the room. I would like to say before we do, sign off, if there's anybody in the room that wants to say a quick word to Leroy, please unmute and say a little word.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Okay. Can you hear me still?
Yes.
All right. This is Sister Aisha, Marcia Elliott, and Leroy Artist Run. I'm an artist and a wise man friend and everything, Yeah, I love it.
Marcia, bless up yourself.
Yeah, I remember years ago, I was in Jersey, and my sister and them said, I could go down at the dance hall. Dance hall was a place where just certain music would have played, and the door locked. So it dance hall means it kind of have a derogatory thing about it, because when you say you go to a dance hall and the door closed, you just know say the music now play on here. That's what I remember.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Well said. Well said.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marcia.
Thank you, Marcia.
It was nice. I like how to do it, and I love it. I love it.
Thank you so much, Marcia.
Thank you.
And we also know you're doing your thing on the circuit. We're going to be reaching out to you too,
Yeah, man. Aisha. Big up, Aisha.
Yes.
Yeah,
is there anybody else?
Leroy.
She do a whole lot for the industry.
Okay.
Wow, look for those.
Okay, ready?
What's going on, Leroy?
All right. Let's hear from who's next.
Courtney from New York with Queen. That's his niece and his our husband Courtney.
Okay.
We're just saying hi. Just saying hi.
One favorite.
I just want to say that, Uncle, I'm so proud of you. You have really contributed tremendously to our culture, because reggae, whether we want to accept it or not, it's a part of our culture. And I've seen your work over the years, and you're an excellent uncle, excellent person for people to look up to. We just have to pray for the young people that they see what you have done and what you have created in the genre of reggae music. And I love you. That's all I want to say. Not taking up too much of the time.
And also, I'll put note right. I have to agree with the young lady that they don't want conscious music on the radio, because conscious music will wake up the mass of the people and understand that that's not exactly what they're looking for. As long as they have that TikTok garbage on the thing, that's good. Because, like I said, as long as your mind is not focused on the prize and focused on something else, we will never be a person of, what I say, freedom. Just like how they got the country mourning for 12 days, don't even start on that one.
Don't start us on that.
On that one, please. But Leroy, keep doing what you're doing. You have my support, and whatever you want to do, you have my number. Give us a call. We'll with you.
Love you.
100%.
Love you, Uncle.
Respect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Respect to you guys too. Respect to you guys too for having this forum. Respect to you too as well.
Honestly, I think the politicians in Jamaica should take what you're doing and make it like that, so we can express our opinion about what we think the country should be, on the direction the country should be going into. Because believe you me, a lot of us want to come home.
Yes, we do. But that's a bit of exclamation. And we love what you guys are doing. Bless you all.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye, Uncle.
Thank you so much.
All right, now, bye.
Bye, Uncle.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was beautiful.
You're the best. Thank you,
yes,
guys.
Uncle Leroy. They love Uncle Leroy, of course.
Anybody else would like to say anything? Anybody else? Anybody else before we round up? Okay. Well,
all right.
I tell you what, it's been absolutely great having let's just call him Uncle Leroy.
Uncle Leroy, Uncle Artist. Right, Uncle Artist Leroy Brown.
Yes, it's been absolutely great. You're one of the pillars of our industry. We recognize who you are. We love what you've been doing. When we've lost so many people in our industry, I feel the immense pressure on your shoulders, and you're still walking with that pressure, and you're doing what you have to do before your time is up. And we recognize, we see it, and we feel it. And we want to be part of that journey. We're here to let you know that, you know, when you send on the music there, that good music, we're sending it on to the right people who's going to be playing those tunes.
Yes.
Very good.
Anything you would like to say? You have the last word before I play my last tune.
Your last
Love you, Dad.
Anything you want to say?
Wait, hold on. Somebody said Dad. Who said that?
Nika.
Nika.
Oh, my baby.
Okay.
She learned something today, because she don't know everything about me, but she learned something today, and she'll know that they're a part of my reason why I'm not out there like some artists today, because I could have left them on, but I stayed with them. So,
right. Bless up Mika.
Bless up Nika. Oh my gosh, your father.
And who is she? Who is she to you? Your daughter, you say?
That's his daughter.
Yes, big up Nika.
Okay.
Nika, she made me proud all the time.
Big up Nika.
Nika, you hear that?
Yes,
bro.
All 5 children, they are beautiful children. They're not little kids anymore. But they will agree that Daddy did stay on to make sure that they come true. And I could have left them and gone and be the big Leroy artist gone all over the world without a family. Now I have them around me, Nika, I have Dakari, I have Cassandra, I have Labelle, and my first son, which is Leroy, he's also in the industry. He's a singer, and he's in the artist business also. So he's a double artist, and he sings good. So I am proud of my achievement when I look back at it today. It was worth every dollar, every penny. So here I am, hoping that the industry will continue to get better and better as we go along, that the next generation will have something strong to stand on.
I'm going to ask you to do something for us before we leave. And I want to sing a song for the world. Just a few bars.
Guess why? Sorry. I'm just recovering from a throat problem, as you would share that with me. I did my best today to be talking this long. I would love to, but
no problem. It's not a problem. And we have your music that we're gonna out you with. It's been a blessing. We want to thank you for coming on the show. God bless you. Never stop until you drop.
I like that. Yeah, man. I'll be there for you. And whenever I'm in good shape vocally, I will be calling on you to do that thing for the audience, to give them a nice acapella on the ear.
No problem. Anytime.
We love that. We love that. But again, thank you, Leroy.
Thanks.
Brown. I'm going to say it again, that when this replayed is Leroy Artist Brown. Nobody make no mistake and confuse it. And try to use it, we're going to break them up. That's what we're going to mash them up. Yes. Thank you for coming. It's been an honor and a pleasure to hear your journey and your accomplishments.
Thank you.
I am grateful that we were able to honor you today, and I hope that you had a good time. I know you had your little throat problem, but I hope you had a good time with us, and we cannot wait to have you on again.
Beautiful. I never knew it would last this long, because few days ago when I spoke to the general, he was wondering if we should cancel the show. He said that because the voice was really low. So this is not my 100%, but I think it was close enough to be at least 80. So in the future, you'll hear more of me.
All right. Yay!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Respect all the way.
Yeah.
Well, Massive and crew, we are going to get out of here. We will be back here tomorrow with Raising the Awareness Show. We're raising the awareness show of another legend in our industry. And she's going to be here tomorrow, same time, same place at 4 p.m. GMT. If you want to find out who that person is, you have to tune in. All right? So we're out of here with this tune.
Girl, you're getting that look in your eyes, and it's starting to worry me. I ain't ready for no family ties. Nobody's gonna hold me. Just keep it friendly, girl, 'cause I don't wanna leave. Don't start clinging to me, girl, 'cause I can't breathe. Baby, don't get hooked on me. Baby, don't get hooked on me. I'll just lose you there and set you free. Baby, don't get hooked on me.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my line. Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all. That's all, folks.
Can I go home now?
I'm 10-Star General from Starcade Promotions, and I'm out of here.